Back on Washington Football Live, it is the day before Cutdown. Do you have a special day for Cutdown Day that you guys call it? Is it like, Doomsday or no?
We call it that. We be looking for the Reaper. The guys call it the Reaper.
There you
and
go.
when I see him walking around, I just be like, dang. I swear to you, I just shared that story with you.
Yeah.
I still didn't have a clue no more after, having that experience or having that touchdown. So that 4th preseason game, I was still looking out for the Reaper now, because I'm like, man, these guys had me on the bubble for real. So who knows?
Well, glad the Reaper didn't come for you, but I am glad that you're here with us these days.
Oh, for sure.
You made the good transition on over. So taking a look at the running back room,
yes.
We both made our projections heading into this, and neither of us had Adrian on the outside. So whatever our roster projections that we made yesterday, they are incredibly inaccurate. But you had Peterson, Antonio Gibson, Bryce Love, and J.D. McKissick as the main guys on there. What is it, as we get into the O's presented by Fedex, that you like about those guys and believe that they fit in this system?
Well, I would talk a whole lot about Adrian, because that was my guy. He was the leader. He's the workhorse. He's the guy that you can always count on. But since he's not there, now I have 3 guys left on that list, and I'm going to have to add a guy. I had McKissick, I had Gibson, I had Love. I share a little bit with, about all those guys. McKissick, I think clearly he's just one of those guys that he's a mismatch waiting to happen. You can put him in the backfield on 3rd down plays, on plays when you have another back in the backfield, and no linebacker is going to be able to cover this guy. So he's going to be lethal, in that category when catching out of the backfield. You have a guy like Gibson. To me, with this move today with Adrian, it allows me to think that he's ahead of schedule. He's somebody that they really can count on to take the load and carry the ball on that 1st and 2nd down, and also be a threat on 3rd down. So, that's something that we're going to have to look into, in these upcoming weeks, especially that the season is only a week away from us. And then you have Love. Love is a guy that I like. I just outright like him. I haven't heard much news on him this year, this preseason, this training camp rather. Him, raising any eyebrows, but I believe that he's the guy that fits their scheme of things. He is a McCaffrey. He's a guy that showed he can do it on the college level. He came into the pros nicked up already, hurt, injured, and now I believe that with having this opportunity to regain some of that stability in his legs and in his game, he can go out there and put that product on field again. So those are my favorites, and then now I have to add a guy. So with Adrian going, I'm gonna have to say that Barber is a guy that they feel that can come in and fill the void for AP in the role that he probably would have had in this game. Barber is a 1st and 2nd down back, and if you need those tough yards, that's a guy they're probably going to rely on.
They've told me that, or we've been able to see that Peyton Barber has had a pretty good camp, as well as J.D. McKissick, and so they like a little bit of the experience that they both bring into that as well. And Peyton Barber is a player that has been able to put up yards, especially over the last few seasons. Last year, he had to split time at running back by committee, but the year before that, he put up over 800 yards. So the fact that he's had a good camp, they must be able to believe that he could replace what Adrian was capable and able of doing. They also have Antonio Gibson. He is going to be, by the end of the season, I believe he's going to be the best back on this team. It's going to still taking a little bit to the pace, to the tone, to the speed. I think he is still adjusting, but I do know that they plan on him being having a big role in this as well. And then I had J.D. McKissick for just all the reasons you said. Yeah. He's a situational player. He's 3rd down. He showed that he has consistency and his ability to catch as well. So the one we didn't have, we were both off on this projection, was Peterson on the out. So decisions are made. That's why we're not making those decisions. When it does coming into having that conversation, have you heard how is that? What is told to the players? Is it as simple as, hey, get your playbook and come here that you see on Hard Knocks, or is there more that goes into it?
Yeah, the Reaper basically comes to you and say, hey, come walk with me. But I've seen it done differently. Especially those guys like veterans like AP. I'm not sure how everything panned out with him. With getting that call or getting that that recognition from that guy saying, hey, you out of here. But you have to have respect for some of those guys and give them a call. Most times you have your position coach that say, hey man, be aware this might comes up. And I remember having Ike Hilliard here, after I made the team, leading into that week 1, he kind of gave me that heads up, like, look, bro, I was trying to go into the huddle, and he say, and I looked at him like, you ain't got to tell me. So you have a guy like that, and he was a vet. He's a guy that played for a long time in this league too. He was able to give me that assurance that hey, it's not on me, but things are looking kind of funny. You might not be playing this week. So hopefully guys that have enough years in here, they have enough respect to give him a call or give him a heads up.
With Ike, by the way, Florida guy,
Yeah.
went to UF, did have plenty of days playing in the pros as well. I know when I was talking with him last season, he didn't necessarily always agree with the guys that were cut. So who makes that decision? Obviously, it's the head coach, the coordinators, and I'm certain, you know, the coaches have way into that, but the ultimate decision is going to come down. Does it also Kyle Smith that has the decision in that? Is Doug Peterson, Doug Williams, does he, Doug Peterson, I'm about to put of course the Eagles coach would love to come in and have a say. Doug Williams have says in how all that decision goes down?
I truly believe, and I don't know 100%, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they have to go, you know, collectively get in a room together and let everyone know what they think, you know, that's best for this team. And I know when it comes down to the kind of power that Ron has right now, his stint here already, and it's so early, reminds me of how Shanahan had things. Shanahan hired, fired. He made all the moves when it comes to the playing field. So I'm sure that Ron has that same kind of juice. You know, he's going to let them know this is what I want to do, this is what I believe in, and he's going to make the call. And all those guys just hear it and have to agree with it, regardless if they, you know, think it's a good one or not.
If we're going to go to another group, the wide receivers, that are going to be some difficult decisions, who is it you have being left on the outside? I mean, this is your wheelhouse here.
Well, these are the guys that I have that's making it. I have one guy, and just like I had one guy in those running backs that I just liked, and I think he should have a shot. My three guys is Terry McLaurin, Sims Jr., and Emmon. I believe that those are going to be the three guys that take the field come week one. I have AGG as a guy, he's a rookie, he's a guy that we have high hopes with, and I think he's been nicked up this camp, so you can't really, you know, see much of him playing in the first week of the season, but they have high hopes for this guy, so I know he's going to be around for a while. Cam Sims is a guy that for the last 3 years, we've all been waiting for him to really, you know, make that run for, you know, a job here, to say that, hey, I'm here on this team and I'm not going anywhere. I believe that he's been showing prominence in this camp, just like he did last year and the year before. But it's up to these guys to see if they're going to need a guy like him. I say with all these other guys that I just mentioned, it might be hard, but I'm hoping, just with the news I got earlier about having those veterans come back and be on the scout team, if they decide to cut a guy like him, I'm hoping that he can be a guy that we bring back on the scout team, because I have high hopes for him, but I also think he has great potential.
More difficult decisions to be made. That would be your wheelhouse, the wide receivers. We shall see tomorrow how that one shakes out. Again, tomorrow is the official cut down day, where this team will go from the 80 that are on the roster right now, will 79 now that we know that Adrian Peterson was released, to the 53-man roster.